Hey there, getting ready for a job interview in the world of textiles.
We're diving deep into interview prep for textile pattern-making machine operators today.
And trust me, it's cooler than it sounds.
We're talking high-tech looms, intricate designs. It's where creativity meets industrial precision.
Absolutely. And today's deep dive is all about giving you the edge.
Using RoleCatcher's awesome career guide and AI tools.
Okay, so imagine this. You're prepping for this interview.
And they hit you with, describe your experience with textile pattern-making machines. How do you even begin to tackle that beast?
That's the million-dollar question, right? It's about showcasing your comfort zone.
Instead of just listing machine names, dive into specifics.
What functions have you performed on them? What types of projects were you involved in?
Any specialized training you can mention.
So it's about painting that picture for them, right?
Proving you're not just pressing buttons.
You understand the nuances of each machine.
Exactly. Let's say you've worked on a jacquard loom.
Don't just name drop it.
Talk about setting up the repeats, adjusting the harnesses, maybe even troubleshooting a tension issue. That level of detail speaks volumes.
It's like the difference between saying you cooked dinner and explaining how you expertly seared that steak, you know?
I like the way you think. Now, RoleCatcher's AI is super helpful here. It analyzes job descriptions and suggests ways to tailor your answers.
So if the job posting emphasizes experience with computerized looms,
Your AI prep will focus on those. Pretty neat, right?
that's insanely helpful. It's like having a personalized cheat sheet for your career.
Exactly. Now, another question RoleCatcher highlighted is, can you explain the process of setting up a textile pattern-making machine?
This one feels like it's all about the technical nitty-gritty.
Yeah, this one feels like they're really testing if you know your stuff.
Right. This is where you don't shy away from the details. Walk them through the steps, threading, calibrating tension, inputting the design parameters.
Even the quality checks you perform before hitting start, the more specific, the better.
And what about those follow-up questions? Like, what if they ask about a specific challenge you faced during setup?
Love that you're thinking ahead. This is where having a story ready to go is key. Maybe a time a thread broke at a critical point.
Or the pattern feed misaligned. Explain how you troubleshooted it.
Did you consult the manual? Collaborate with a coworker?
That problem-solving process is gold to interviewers.
So be ready for those curveballs because, let's face it, textile production isn't always smooth sailing.
You got it. And this is where practicing with RoleCatcher's AI is like having a mock interview. You can actually run through these scenarios and get feedback on your answers.
Making you feel more prepared and confident.
It's like having a secret weapon, especially for those of us who get nervous in interviews. Speaking of which, quality control is huge EE in this line of work.
How would you suggest someone answer? What measures do you take to ensure the quality of the patterns produced by the machine?
This is your time to shine as a quality control guru. Don't just say you pay attention, give concrete examples.
Talk about inspecting the fabric before it even hits the machine.
How you monitor for alignment and tension issues during the run.
Any specific tools you use for quality checks?
It's all about proving you're not just churning out fabric, you're invested in top-notch results every single time.
Exactly. And you know what I love about RoleCatcher? It has this database of sample answers tailored to different industries.
So you can see how other successful candidates have tackled these questions.
And get inspired to craft your own perfect response.
Okay, that is seriously cool. It's like having a whole library of interview wisdom at your fingertips.
It really is.
Mm.
Now let's shift gears to something a little trickier.
Problem solving.
RoleCatcher's guide emphasizes the importance of this skill. And they often ask, have you ever encountered a problem with a textile pattern-making machine? How did you address it?
Ah, the classic, tell us about a time you failed question. But in disguise.
It's tempting to pretend you've never had an issue, but that's not realistic, right?
Not at all. Everyone encounters challenges.
Especially in a hands-on field like this. Instead of dodging the question,
Be prepared with a specific anecdote. Maybe the machine jammed, the tension went haywire.
or a design element didn't translate properly onto the fabric.
So it's all about how you handle the curveball.
What makes a good problem-solving story?
Structure is key here. Briefly describe the problem.
Emphasizing its impact on the production process. Then walk the interviewer through your thought process.
Did you refer to the machine manual? Consult a supervisor?
Or try a different technique.
Highlight any creative problem-solving skills you employed.
It's like showcasing your ability to think on your feet and find solutions under pressure.
Exactly. And to tie it all back, explain the resolution.
And what you learned from the experience. Did you discover a new troubleshooting technique?
Did you develop a system to prevent similar problems in the future? Showing that you've turned a challenge into a learning opportunity is super valuable.
And RoleCatcher's AI can even analyze your tone of voice as you practice these answers.
Making sure you come across as confident and in control, even when discussing a challenge, that's pretty amazing.
It really is. Now let's talk about staying ahead of the curve.
Technology in the textile industry is evolving at lightning speed.
So be prepared to answer. How do you stay up to date with changes in technology or new developments in the field of textile pattern making?
This feels like it's about more than just knowing the latest gadget or software.
It's about showing you're invested in the future of the field, right?
100%. It's about demonstrating a passion for lifelong learning, instead of giving generic answers.
Be specific. Mention industry publications you follow.
Like Textile World or Advanced Textile Source.
Online forums where you engage with other professionals.
Or even conferences or workshops you've attended.
So it's about proving you're not just keeping up.
You're actively seeking out new knowledge and excited to implement it. That's really cool.
Right. And this ties back to RoleCatcher's AI in a really cool way.
Their platform allows you to identify skills gaps based on your target job descriptions.
So if you're lacking experience with a specific software, RoleCatcher will flag that.
And suggest relevant courses or resources to help you get up to speed.
It's like having a personalized career coach in your back pocket, nudging you in the right direction. Okay, let's talk deadlines.
Time management is key in any production environment.
But especially in textiles. RoleCatcher's guide flags the question, how do you ensure that you meet production deadlines while maintaining quality standards?
How can someone strike that balance?
It's all about demonstrating a systematic approach and, frankly, a bit of self-awareness. A great answer might touch on prioritization strategies.
Efficient workflow planning.
And even anticipating potential bottlenecks.
Maybe you break down large projects into smaller tasks or utilize time tracking tools to stay on schedule.
It's like showing you're not just working hard,
but working smart, right?
Exactly. And don't shy away from emphasizing your commitment to quality even under pressure.
You might say something like, I believe in efficiency, but never at the expense of the high standards this company is known for.
Love that. It shows you understand the bigger picture.
And RoleCatcher can actually analyze those answers for keywords that align with the company's values.
So if their website emphasizes quality and craftsmanship, you'll know to echo those values in your responses.
That's next level interview prep right there.
It really is. Now, how about we dive into the digital side of things?
Textile pattern making isn't all just threads and looms anymore, right?
Definitely not. So much relies on digital tools these days.
I bet that's why RoleCatcher includes. Can you explain your experience with digital pattern making software in their lists of common questions?
It's a crucial one.
But again,
avoid just listing software names.
Right. Choose a couple you're really comfortable with.
Maybe CAD software or specialized textile design programs.
Yeah, and talk about specific projects where you use them. Did you design a complex repeating pattern?
Digitize a hand-drawn motif.
Bring those experiences to life.
So it's all about showcasing your technical fluency.
Showing you can navigate the digital landscape just as well as the factory floor.
And be ready for follow-up questions. The interviewer might ask about specific software features.
Troubleshooting techniques.
Or even how you collaborate with designers remotely using digital platforms.
It's about demonstrating that holistic understanding.
It really is.
And this is where having RoleCatcher in your corner is like having a tech support hotline for your career.
You got it.
Right.
Their AI can simulate those technical deep dives, helping you brush up on those tricky software specifics so you're not caught off guard.
Love it. Okay, one final question from RoleCatcher's guide that really stood out to me. Can you describe a project where you used advanced techniques or tools to create a unique or complex pattern? This feels like a chance to really show off your skills and passion.
Absolutely. This is your opportunity to let your inner textile artist shine through. Pick a project you're genuinely proud of, one that pushed your boundaries. Maybe it involved layering intricate motifs, experimenting with unconventional materials.
Or even pushing the limits of the machinery.
Yeah. It's about painting that picture with your words, right? Walking them through your process, the challenges you overcame, and the satisfaction of seeing your vision come to life on the fabric. Exactly.
Enthusiasm
is contagious, and when you're genuinely passionate about the work, that shines through.
Now, before we wrap this deep dive, any final words of wisdom for someone gearing up for a textile pattern making machine operator interview?
Remember, preparation is key. Deeply explore RoleCatcher's resources, their AI feedback, tailored examples, and career guidance are invaluable. But beyond that, showcase your passion, your attention to detail, and your willingness to learn and grow. Those qualities go a long way.
Couldn't agree more. Well, there you have it. We've threaded our way through the ins and outs of acing that textile pattern making machine operator interview thanks to RoleCatcher's incredible resources. Remember, you've got this. Until next time, happy job hunting.